Hi, this is Mike Conway with TechDAO Designs and TechDAO Studio. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to upload images into a gallery and add that gallery to either a page or a post in WordPress. So for instance, I have pages here, color photography. I click on that link and I have a page of thumbnails. And then I click on an image and it brings up what's called a light box. That is this kind of grayed out area around the image. And then there's forward and back icons to allow the viewer to go back through the gallery and view images. There's also an area where text can be added for each image. And then in this case here, with this particular application, if you put your mouse into the image, you'll get an alt tag that says click to close, and it will close it out. So this is a gallery that's been set on a page. We can go back over here and take a look at posts. And here's a post that was done for a show called Degraded Shadows. And just like the page of images, a post can have the same gallery added to it. Same forward and back type buttons, same closing of the image. So what we're going to cover is the creating of a gallery within the admin area of WordPress using the NextGen or Next Generation Gallery application. We're going to add some images to that gallery. We're going to upload the images. We're going to adjust the size of the thumbnails in order to show specific areas of the image, especially if an image is rectangular. We're going to add information to the image. We're going to add the title, the alt tag title, a description which would appear underneath the image, and meta information, which would be used or could be used in any type of search engine database indexing. We're also going to then go in and sort the images in the order which I would like to have them. And then lastly, we're going to take a minute and take a look at a couple of special HTML tags which can spruce up the description area of the image. But before we jump in and start creating a gallery and uploading images, there's a little bit of housekeeping or pre-work that needs to be done before doing this. And this is getting the images and the text information prepared prior to uploading. I just personally feel that it's so much easier to have all of that information already set up in order and ready to go, and then you're not fooling around in WordPress having to resize images or think about text that's being added and that type of thing. So what I've done is I've created a folder with 4 images, and I have also written out some text information. So if I go down to Explore in Microsoft Windows or the search files feature in Macs, I'm going to open up and I'm going to look for a folder that I created on my desktop, and that's called NextGen Tutorial. I'm going to open it, and what I have here are 4 images and a text file. Now I've already gone into, in my case, I've gone in using Photoshop. But as I explained in a previous tutorial using the GIMP image editing tool, which is a free download, this is the GNU image manipulation processor, I believe is what that stands for, GIMP, which is very similar to Photoshop, but it's a free application. I'll go in and I'll resize the image to the size that I want. I will change the quality of the image from 100% down to somewhere between 75 to 80%. I'll set the resolution to 72, and then I'll save it as a JPEG image, or in this case export it into this folder as a JPEG image. So if I click on this image, you'll see that it has been resized. I've resized this one down to 900. It will be resized again when it's uploaded, but I find that 900 wide is pretty good, and somewhere between 600 and 700 high is pretty good. And then when I import it, I'm going to resize them down to 850 pixels wide and a height of, I believe, 700. 700 seems to fit pretty well in a browser window. So if we go through and take a look, you can see that I have previously done this work to resize the images. And you can see that I have 2 horizontals and 2 verticals so that we can see how that works out. The next thing I've done is created a text file, and if I open up this text file, I have created information on each image. I started out with the title, comma, and the date that it was taken, a description of the image, in this case here digital photograph printed on Epson digital archival paper, the size, which is 11 by 14, and the price. In this case here, I have the height first and then the width. That seems to be pretty standard with most gallery and museum type presentations. Of course, with digital photography, I could be offering 16 by 20 or 20 by 24, but in this case here, I'm going to put 11 by 14. Down here are a number of words with commas. These are the meta tags that will go in with each image. So I've got, for instance, my name. I've got Michael Conway Photography, comma, color photography, comma, and then fine art photography. And these are words that will be indexed to these images within the site. And if somebody were to type in fine art photography, there's a possibility that this particular page with this image might come up high enough in the search engines to click on it, and of course that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to move this off to the side to be used a little bit later, and I'm going to close down Explorer, and I'm going to move over to the dashboard of WordPress. I've already logged in and I'm ready to go. Now, before we go setting up any posts or pages, we're going to upload images to a gallery. So we're going to go over here to the menu item, which is Gallery, and the first thing I want to do is go down to the Options menu and click on it. And what I want to do is verify 2 things. One is under thumbnails, and I want to verify that I've set this value of the thumbnails to where I want it. In my case, I've set it to 140 by 140, as you can see here, and you can see here. You can set it to 150 to 150. You can set it to 100 by 100, or you could unclick this box here and it would create a thumbnail based on the actual dimensions of the image. Again, it's personal preference, but I like to keep my pages orderly, so I like to have square thumbnails, and they'll line up nicely, and then when you click on the thumbnail it will enlarge to the actual size of the image. What we will be doing is looking at readjusting the thumbnail to a square that includes the information that you want specifically for that thumbnail. The other that I'm looking at is under Images, and I want to verify what I have set for the images. I've set a width of 850, no more than 850, and I've set the height at no more than 700. And in this case here, I've set the image quality at 85. So I'm just going to save those changes, even though they are saved. And now we're going to go over and we're going to add a gallery, and we're going to add some images. So the first thing we do is we go down here to the menu item, Add Gallery, Add Images. And on this particular page, we are going to add a new gallery. In this case here, I'm going to call it Test Gallery. Now, what I'd like to point out here, and this is just a personal preference again from the years that I have been doing database programming, I don't like to leave blank spaces. Blank spaces get filled with a string of codes, which is a % and the number 20 and then % again. I'm not saying that things can get messed up, but I like to keep things very orderly when it comes to database queries. So in this case here, you can either connect them, so it's just one word, Test Gallery. You could have it test with a capital G, Test Gallery, or you could put an underscore, which is the shift and then the key next to the plus sign. So we have a underscore. At any rate, I'm creating a gallery that does not have any spaces between the words. And then I'm going to add the gallery. Now then, automatically populates, automatically moves to the page where I'm going to now upload images. Now you can either go down here and select the gallery that you want first, and let's see here. Let's find Test Gallery, that's number 33. Or you can go in and you can select your images first, upload them, and then collect and select the gallery that it's going into. So we're going to first select the images. So we'll go into Explorer and we'll click on Desktop, and let's go up to Folders and find the NextGen tutorial, and we are going to select these 4 images. I've highlighted all 4 of them, and I'm going to click Open, and now it lists each of the 4 images. I can remove them if I want. Find that I uploaded one that I didn't want, I can remove it, but it lists the 4 and it gives the size of each of those images. Now here you have the option of keeping the scale to what you have set over here in the options section of the gallery. Or let's say that for some reason you want to have images that are smaller or larger. Let's say that you've made images that are 1,000 pixels wide and you want to keep that particular size for this particular gallery, but you don't want to go changing the setup that you have over in options. You could uncheck this box. In this case here, we're going to keep it checked because we want the images to be 850 by 700 pixels at the most, 850 wide at the most, and 700 pixels high at the most. And again, go down and check the gallery that we're putting it into, and now we are going to upload the images. This takes a couple of minutes. One thing I want to point out as this is going through uploading them is that there will be a screen that pops up after each one, after all of them have been uploaded, and it will say it's creating the thumbnails. And keep an eye on that. Sometimes if there is an image which says, as you can see, creating thumbnails, new thumbnails, if you've uploaded a rather large image, sometimes it may not upload it, and if it doesn't upload it and doesn't create the thumbnail, then it's not going to put it into that particular gallery. So just keep an eye on that as you're uploading images. Again, if you're going in and adjusting the size and the quality and the resolution prior to uploading, you shouldn't have a a problem on this. So now we've uploaded the images into the gallery created. We're going to go in now and do some managing within the galleries. So we're going to go over here to the menu option. We're going to click on Manage Gallery, and we're going to scroll down and find number 33, Test Gallery. As you can see, it shows that there are 4 images in that. So we're going to click on the hyperlink for Test Gallery, and here are the 4 images that we uploaded. You can actually click on View, and there is one of the images. To the right of the pictures are these 4 text boxes. The alt tag, the title description, the alt tag and title text and the description, and then your meta tags. The alt tag automatically imports with the name of the particular image that you have uploaded. My feeling is that this should be changed to the title of the piece, and that can coincide with the description that we are adding to the image. So let me drag this text box back over. I'm sorry, this text document over, and we're going to start with the first one. This is the Flatiron building. So let me see. Here is Flatiron 2001. Let's make that 2001. And all I'm going to do is just copy this whole thing, and I'm going to copy it, Control C. Then I'm going to drop the cursor into the description, and I'm going to go Control V, which is paste, and there it is. If I grab the corner here, I can enlarge it and see what's going on. So now I'm going to go back over to here, and I'm going to find the lady in blue. I've titled that one Blue. I'm going to Control C for copy. I'm going to put the cursor into that text field and Control V, which is paste. Go over to the third image, which in this case I've titled Barbecue BBQ Today, since it's really sort of leading up to this sign that says Barbecue Today, and I'm going to Control V for paste. And then the final image, which is the 8 foot 6 inches. I'm going to Control C for copy. I'm going to Control V for paste. Now, like I said, the alt tag and text description is by default the name of the image. But I find that I like to put the title of the piece in. So I'll just copy, highlight, and copy, Control C, and just change it to the name. Now, I haven't tried this, but I assume that you could get even more specific and say Flatiron dash color photograph by Michael Conway, and that would save as the alt tag and title description. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do that? We'll just put a comma here, and we will say color photo. Michael Conway, comma, fine art photographer. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight from the comma over and copy that, and just set the cursor next to each of the titles and Control V for paste it. Now the final thing that I want to do is get the meta tag, so I'm going to go back over here to this text document. I'm going to highlight it, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to set it into these particular tag boxes. Now, they imported some tags that I had with certain images that I've already created in another photo editing application. In this case, I'm just going to overwrite each of these. And the last column here is exclude. Let's say that you have an image that you're tired of or you don't want to have show. You can check that box, and then when you hit the Save Changes, it will keep that image in the gallery, but it will not show on either the page or the post that you have established. So here we go. We've got all this information in, and now we are going to save the changes. And notice that the name of the image here has changed, and all of this lines up real nicely. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we want to edit the thumbnail on some of these images. So, for instance, let's take a look at the Flatiron Building. We're going to click on Edit Thumbnail, and if I take the cross hairs here and just hold it in the left corner and drag it down, it will create this little area here that is blinking dotted lines, and I can readjust the thumbnail as I want. So let's say I want to have the Flatiron Building in, not the whole thing, but a good portion of it, and I want to include the clock that's in the photo. So I'm going to adjust that size. I'm going to click Update, and then it says Thumbnail has been updated, and I'm going to click out on that. Let's take a look at this one, the blue. This is a horizontal piece, so maybe I want to make it a little more dramatic, something like that, or let's say over here, so I get a lot of this blue in here. And in that case, do that. I'm going to update it, thumbnail updated, click OK. Now here's a good example of one that needs to be, thumbnail needs to be edited. I'm going to click on Edit Thumbnail, and notice that the photograph has the title, BBQ Today, with this chalk art that leads up to it. So in that case, I want to drag from the corner. I'm going to take it down to, maybe just excluding this fella's back here, and I'm going to update it. Thumbnail is updated, and I'm going to click OK. You can see over here that the thumbnail has changed. And then finally, I'm going to go over here to the 6 feet, 8 feet 6 inches. I'm going to click on that. This particular one, I like the idea of getting this person in, but just a little bit of that person. So maybe what I'll do is something along those lines, and click Update. Thumbnail is updated, and I'm going to click, and now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to save the changes. Now there are a couple of other options that you have in the gallery area here. You can change the meta data for the particular image. This was imported from the actual image. It shows the keywords that I had created and information on when the image was originally shot, and other images like the aperture, camera that was used. You can rotate the images. You could publish it and publish it to a post. And we're going to do that in another area of WordPress. The last area is this bulk actions, and if you were to click on this arrow, you could see that there are a number of different bulk actions that you can play around with. One is you can set a watermark. One is you could create a new thumbnail, upload a new image or a new size. You could resize the image. You can delete the image. You can import new metadata such as the camera type and that type of thing. You can rotate. These are two that you probably find yourself using. You can copy an image to another gallery. Very simple. You just would click on that. I'm sorry, you're going to have to actually checkbox, check the images that you're dealing with. So in this case here, I'm going to check this box. I'm going to click on Copy To, and then I'm going to click Apply. And it's going to give me all of the different galleries that I've created, and I can click on one and then I can copy it over. Or I could move this image. If I didn't like it in this particular gallery, I could move it and click Apply. It's going to ask me where I want to move this image to. I'd select the particular gallery, and then that's taken care of. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what it takes to get the information, the image uploaded, and then add the information. The last thing that we're going to do as far as these images is we're going to go into sort the images. So if we click on this sort gallery, it takes us to a page which is very easy to work with. All I do is, let's say I want to have this image first. I'll just drag it over and drop it into place. And then maybe I want to have this image next, and the Flatiron Building last. All right, I've rearranged them, and now what I want to do is update the sort order. And that's pretty well all there is to it. Now, one thing that we're going to take a look at once we get the posts and or the pages squared away is how to add some simple HTML tags to your image. And by doing that, it will add a little more, pizzazz to the particular page, to the particular image. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to start by creating a add a new post. And here we have the add post text area. We're going to give it a title called Test Images. And in this case here, on this particular one, rather than just have a page of images, we're going to do a little text in it. So I'm going to write, this is a post of test images in WordPress. Period. I'm going to hard return. Then I'm going to go up here to the different icons, and if I scan over to all the way to the right and hold the mouse over it, the description will pop up and it says add a NextGen Gallery. So I'm going to click on that. This box will open up. Here's the galleries. I'm going to select the gallery, and in this case here, number 33 is the most recent. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to insert it. And you're going to see this little bit of code here, which is a NextGen Gallery ID number 33. And what we're going to do in this case here is we're going to save this page to draft. Now you may want to publish it, but for right now we're going to save it to draft, and we want to take a look at this page. So let's preview this page. All right. There is the post page. Here are the 4 thumbnails. If I click on one of the thumbnails, there is the image, and here's all of the stuff that we wrote. The title, the year, description, size, and the price. But notice that it's all on one line. If we go to this one here, we're going to see that it basically was on one line. It's just that it reached the limit, and it basically wrapped and continued on. We want to have something a little more interesting than that. So let's go back over here to the dashboard area, and we're going to again just save this to drafts. Let's go down to the gallery. We're going to manage galleries, and we'll go down to test gallery and open it up. And the first thing we're going to do is go over here to the descriptions. And there are two simple little HTML tags that I'm going to show you, which can help you control the look of the particular descriptions of your images. The first is what's called a break tag, and that's very simple. All you're going to do is use the left caret and then BR for break, and then the right caret. The carets are above the period and the commas in PCs, in Windows. So I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it on each one. Now, I'm going to keep the 6 foot, 8 foot 6 inches the same so that we can compare them. And we're going to save changes. Let's go back over here. See if I need to refresh that page. I think I do. So what we will do is see if refreshing this will take that. Otherwise, I'll have to reopen the dashboard. Nope, there we are. So you can see that what we have is blue. We have digital photograph on archival paper, the size, and the price. If we move to the next one, you can see that nothing has happened to it. So let's go back over to this and enlarge it a little. Let's copy the break tag. That's the left caret with the BR and the right caret. I call them the left caret and the right caret, but it's really the less than or more than symbol. So I'm going to put those next to each of the lines in each of the text fields. And I'm going to save changes. And go back over here. We're going to refresh this page again. Click on the image. There is the one we just did. We'll click forward. You can see that that one has been lined up. This one is the same way. And finally, the last one, the Flatiron Building. Alright, so now there's one other little trick that I like to do. I like to make the title, and I like to make the price bold. So in this case here, let's enlarge these text boxes here so we can see what we're doing. We're going to use the bold tag, and the bold tag is just the letter B, again within the left caret and the right caret, or the less than or more than symbol. But there also has to be what's called a closing tag. So in this case here, we're going to do the left caret, B for bold, right caret, and then after the E in blue, I generally do this before the comma, I'm going to do a left caret, and then I'm going to do the /, and then I'm going to do the B, and then the right caret. So what we have here is the bold tag is creating it, and the / in front of the bold tag after it closes it, ends it. If we didn't have that, everything would be bold. So in this case here, we're going to copy the bold tag, and we'll add it to the titles of each of these. And we will copy the close bold tag, and we will put it behind each of them. And we will save our changes. Let's go back over here to our test post and we'll refresh that page. Let's click on the first image, and now we have the title is bold, we have the price is bold, and if we go through each of our different images you'll see the same type of configuration. Okay, so let's close out this page and let's go over now and create a page with this gallery in it. So we're going to go over to add a new page and we're going to call it test images. And in this case here we're not going to put any text, we'll just add the gallery. So again we go over to the icon for the NextGen Gallery and click on it. We're going to select the gallery, which is the test gallery, and we're going to insert it. And we are going to save this one to draft. Click on the first image. We have the image and the descriptions and so on. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this particular application, the NextGen Gallery, which is really sort of nice, is that it will resize the image depending on what is being viewed in the browser. So I have a little application here on my Firefox which allows me to resize the browser to a particular resolution. So if I click on resize, and I've got these in order, the most popular browser size these days is 1366 by 768. That tends, if I click on that, you'll see that tends to be what most of your laptops look like. And this is how the site looks in that type of a resolution. So if I click on the image, notice that it fits in that particular area of the resolution. If I were to enlarge this window, you'll see that the image will enlarge accordingly. So that's a nice feature of this particular application in WordPress. Unfortunately, that resizing doesn't occur in some of the other functions. For instance, on my site, I have this slideshow in the beginning, and if I were to resize this down to 1366 by 768, you'll see that that does not resize. In fact, as I enlarge it, it doesn't resize. That's going to have to be a personal choice with you as you create your website and how you want images to appear. So let's close this draft page down. So the last two things that we're going to do are publish the page and publish the post. And in the case of the page, we're going to go into the menu area and add this particular page to a menu on our website, and then take a look at how it looks. So in this case here, we're not going to save to draft. We're going to actually publish the page. And now we're going to go down to Appearance, and we're going to go down to Menu. Now, depending on how you've got your WordPress set up, you may be working through the custom menus, or you may be working through the default menus. In this case here, I'm working through the custom menus. So I'm going to go over to the left-hand side here and see that here is the page that we just created, Test Images. And I'm going to click on the Add to Menu, and it is going to add it. There it is, Test Images. Now, I can either have it at the end, or I can have it as a drill down under Photography, or in this case here, I think I'll put it as a drill down under Color Photography. So we have Photography, we have a drill down which is black and white, color, the beauty of New York, and degraded shadows, and then under Color Photography we have one more drill down, which are the test images. So I'm going to set that up like that, and I'm going to save the menu. Now I'm going to go over to this tab, which is the website. Let's open this browser up all the way. I'm going to hit on the Home button. Takes me back to my home page. That also refreshes everything on the site. I'm going to go over here to Photography. and I'm going to scroll down, and there to the right of photography is test images. I'm going to click on test images, and there are the 4 images. Now, what I'm going to do is go up to posts. I'm going to go to all posts. I am going to scroll down to, let's find the one that I just created. Test images and draft. And I am going to click on edit. Now I'm going to publish it. Okay, I'm going to go back over and click on home. And the way I have my my page, my site set up is that it is going to list recent posts, and then I also have the ability to look at all posts that I've created. Let's go back and make sure that we've applied this particular post to specific categories. So in this case here, I look over here at categories, and I see that I haven't added it. So I'm going to click on the project updates. That's sort of my primary post category, and I'm going to hit update. Go back over here, click on home to refresh the page. Once again, here's the test images post, and but if I was to click on the project updates, that's the name of the category that I've created. Here are the different posts that I've created, and the most recent one is test images, and you'll notice that there's a brief bit of text that I've added. Click on it. There it is. And there are the images. So, the last thing we probably need to do on this is add meta tags, meta information to the post and the page. So I'm going to click back over here to the dashboard. We've got the post already set up, and you'll notice down here that there is a space called tags. I was to go down and click on that text box again and highlight and copy these tags that I created. Copy them, put the cursor in that box and paste them. I'm going to add those meta tags and update the post. Go back over here to the page. We're going to click on test images. There's the post, and we have those meta tags then added to the post. I was to take a look at view all posts. We can see that those particular meta tags have been added to the to that post. So now let's go down to the page. We're going to look at all pages. We're going to go down to the test images. I'm going to go to edit, and in this case here, let's see, where do we add tags on a page? Might have to go to the quick edit. And there it is. And you know, I'm incorrect here. We don't add any meta tags to the pages. Those meta tags come out through the images that are in there or the text that's been written on the pages. So with that in mind, that pretty well sums up adding a gallery and adding images to that gallery, and then adding that particular gallery to a post or a page. I hope this has been helpful, and look forward to creating another tutorial and helping you all along. Thanks. This is Mike Conway.